Today, the U.S. military has raised the enlistment age to 42 years old. And they have also eased marijuana restrictions to show y'all that nobody wants to go to the military anymore. And now I guess we're just going to have a military of old men fighting. We'll be 60 in the military. I guess they'll keep extending the age because we're in quite a pickle. We're in a pickle where people aren't having enough children and people don't have the qualifications to be in the military. So now the soldiers, you can be high and old in the military. And I pray we don't have to fight China. We might really be in trouble. I saw this and it was some startling news. So I'm going to pull this up. We'll get ready to share the screen about this. Army raises enlistment age. And that's starting April 20. So maximum enlistment age was 34 years old, and they've increased it to 42 years of age. And they removed the waiver requirement for individuals with a single prior conviction for marijuana. So that means that the recruitment numbers in the military are more than likely dangerously low. People don't want to go. So that is wild to me. That is wild. And can you blame people for not wanting to go? Because who wants to go fight these fake wars? Who wants to go over there and give their life for rich men to get rich off oil? You want to sacrifice poor, hardworking people for them to go over there and fight a war that does nothing. Meanwhile, you've cut funding to schools, health programs, everything, but you want people to go over there and fight. Make it make sense to me. So I'm guessing from this, with them increasing that age to 42, they might be thinking about bringing the draft back. They probably are going to bring back the draft. That is what I'm thinking this is depending on. Where do we go? Let me pull up a report. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, here we go. So, U.S. Army increases max enlistment age 42, changes marijuana conviction rule. U.S. Army raises its maximum enlistment age to 42, aligning with other military branches, including the Air Force and Coast Guard. The change applies to those who want to enlist in the regular Army, the National Guard, Army Reserves. Recruits with a single marijuana possession can now enlist without a waiver under revised policy. The U.S. announced the age range for those seeking to enlist has expanded amid the ongoing war in Iran. On March 20th, the Army announced in a revised Army Regulation 601-210 that the maximum age to enlist is 42, effective April 20. Previously, the maximum age was 35 to enlist in the regular Army, the Army National Guard, and Army Reserves. The minimum age limit remains 18 or 17 with parental permission. The revised regulation also permits recruits to enlist if they have a single marijuana possession or drug paraphernalia possession conviction without a waiver. They might as well just let the people fight for their freedom. You got everybody in jail. Give a lot of the prisoners the opportunity to go fight for their freedom. I think that would probably help, right? You got a lot of young people in the jail. Let them get out. Let them go over there and fight. That's what I would say. The Navy changed the cap to 41 in 2002, while the Marine Corps remains at 28. Each branch has the same minimum age limit. This marks the second time in 20 years that the Army shifted the enlistment age to 42. Well, that's where we at. Nobody wants to go to war, obviously. Fight Night says he's going to join the reserve. Good morning, Brenda Brown. Not a bad idea for those who were laid off or someone older with no skills education. I would have to agree with that. Boy, you look like me in this picture. I thought that was me. Do 024. He got the glasses, the goatee, and the hat on. I agree with let the prisoners fight. Them guys will get down. They got nothing to lose. They can get their freedom back. You do a second chance program, and the military will surely fill their coffers. And that's where we're going to have to go. Because these kids nowadays, you can't even get them off the game. to even think about going outside to fight in a war. I couldn't imagine. Oh, let me straighten my chair up. I couldn't imagine these children that we have nowadays even trying to be in a war, and they're on the games, they're streaming, they're TikToking, they're doing everything but what they need to do. We would be in big trouble. Somebody said, Greg, is that Greg Street 7902, Desperate Times, Desperate Ideas? I would agree. Brenda Brown, that's what I was thinking. F it all. Their prisons are really sexual abuse. Send them over there. Send the ones that don't really care. They waiting to delete. So send them ones over there. Trump, don't come for my baby. I don't blame you on that. The United States Air Force used to not let you in if you had a speeding ticket. Well, those days are over. Okay, they're gonna have to change that because they don't have anybody in the armed services anymore. And this war isn't going anywhere anytime soon. I know Trump is continuously lying, talking about he's in talks with Iran only to manipulate the stock market. They're not talking to this guy. And if they were talking to him, who is he talking to, considering the fact that he told us he's destroyed and taken all their leaders off the face of the earth? So who are you talking to? That is what I would want to know. Let me see. Well, that's just a little picture. Let me see what we got. Oh, that's all they show. What we say? 20-year-old nephew told me he'd rather get locked up than to go to the army. Jesus Christ. So he say he just gonna go sit in jail. Wow. Oh, we might be in trouble, y'all. Tricky Nicky 4989 say he ain't going back. Is it that bad? I was never in the military, but is it that bad? You can retire, you get your benefits. Tell me what's going on. Somebody says this, you don't do this type of requirement when 6 soldiers are killed in the battlefield. You do it when you've lost thousands in a very short period of time. And this is the brilliant professor who spoke on Tucker Carlson. Let me see.
And there's a strong possibility that Donald Trump will call up a national draft in order to ensure the manpower to fight this war. Then you will have rioting in the streets. You have massive violence, in which case the National Guard is deployed. There's a plan to deploy the National Guard to all major American cities by April. And so, unfortunately, America is probably going to suffer a long years of sectarian violence. Not a full-fledged civil war, but maybe something along the lines of the Troubles in Ireland. Have you seen this terrible movie called One Battle After Another? It's just a terrible movie, by the way, but gives you insight into what a civil war might look like, where you have these insurgent groups fighting against the state. So, yeah.
You expect the United States to hang together as a coherent nation state?
Listen, Tucker, the United States is the greatest nation in the world. The people are open, generous, entrepreneurial, energetic. The resources of America are infinite. America is a kind of a fortress so that it's protected by 2 oceans. America doesn't have a peer competitor in North America. And so, I mean, America, regardless of what, will still come out doing pretty well just because of the pure energy, creativity of its people.
Great point. Great point. This guy is not centered. Were you talking about Professor Jang not being centered? You're saying he's not centered? Okay, his ideas are a deviation from the center of a bell curve of scholastic thought. Marcus wants to know when I'm doing stand-up. I will do stand-up in Wichita, Kansas when there's a check for me to come get out there, man. I want to tell you something, Marcus. This is a business, and bruh, it gotta all make sense, brother, but hopefully one day soon. He listened to it for a few hours, but I listened to many other to get well-rounded understanding. Okay. So what is your on this? Are we in good shape, Nathan? What's going on? Are we in good shape with this Iran war? Or you like my talk? I'm just a skeptic. I don't need to put peace and unity in Christ. That's real. Shout out to Natural May. What's happening, man? I'm glad you caught the live Texas, Trina. Thank you for pulling up on us. Well, I just wanted to bring that news in. We're looking at if y'all need any of you brothers need a job, you out there can't find no work. You 42 and younger, guess what? You can